we have some more breaking news out of Amazon, who's becoming an absolute powerhouse in AI. Previously, not like the top people you'd think of when you thought of cutting edge AI, but now that they finally have, business to consumer use case, which is their Amazon Alexa, they've really revamped and worked on, and also they have their Rufus chatbot over on Amazon. I feel like they have enough tools that are getting used by millions and millions of people. They're really taking this seriously. Before they invested heavily in it, now that they have some actual tools, I think we're going to see more and more advancement rapidly coming out. I, for one, am very excited about this because the more, the more competitors in the industry, the better. So Amazon has just unveiled a new AI voice model. So they're calling this Novasonic. Now, this makes perfect sense, right? We have Amazon Alexa, which is talking to you. It would make perfect sense that they would have a voice model. In the past, Alexa was kind of like a female British accent. I don't even know. Jamie, did you ever have an Alexa? Could you ever change it away from that voice to something different, or was that it?
I always just left it, but I think maybe there's maybe a male voice you could switch it to. I forget. No, I don't think you
Okay.
could. I don't think you
Yeah, I
could.
feel like
Yeah.
Alexa's like a female name, so they're just like really
Yeah.
stuck with that branding and just
Yeah.
made it the same voice. I don't know. In any case, it would appear they're going all out on the voice models. I would love it if it was kind of like and I wouldn't be surprised if they get there where it's going to be like OpenAI's advanced voice model, where you could just have your Alexa whatever voice you want. It's like, hey, like I want it to be like a deep British accent, male voice, or Australian accent, or like whatever you want. Maybe wherever you're from in the world, you get it to be your kind of native accent and whatever gender. So like that to me makes a lot of sense, and the AI models are very capable of it. And so Amazon is rolling out some new features. We'll be breaking down everything that it's capable of doing. This is very exciting. But before we get into that, I wanted to mention, if you've ever wanted to grow and scale your business using AI tools, Jamie and I have created a community called AI Hustle School Community. In my opinion, this is the world's best AI community. We have over 300 members that are all sharing exactly what they're doing. They're asking questions about their side hustles, how they're using AI tools. They're chiming in, talking about the best use cases, sharing interesting findings. And every week, Jamie and I record exclusive videos that we don't post anywhere else that we put on here. And we break down exactly how we're growing and scaling our businesses. So we have an entire section that I am particularly excited about called AI Marketing Growth Hacks. These are things that I have used to grow and scale software companies, B2B companies, B2C companies, brick and mortar companies. Jamie has done real estate and YouTube, like so many different areas. And these are all of the AI tools and strategies we've used to grow and scale those businesses along with our career. So if this is something you're interested in, it is $19 a month. We would absolutely love to have you as a member of the school community. I'll leave a link in the description. We may increase the price in the future, but if you get it now at $19 a month, it'll be locked in and it won't ever raise on you. In the past, this was $100. So it is currently at a discount at $19 a month. And yeah, we'd love to have you as a member. All right, let's get over to what Amazon's doing. Jamie, what is the most interesting thing to you about this new Novasonic model out of Amazon?
Yeah. So as we mentioned in our last podcast, this whole Nova branding is kind of like their back end, Amazon's back end models that run all of their other things. We talked about Nova Real, which is their like video AI video generation model that they just upgraded. They also are upgrading their Nova Sonic, which is their model that is for voice. There's part of components of Nova Sonic are already powering Alexa Plus. If you have like their upgraded Alexa Plus, you have access, but it's powered by Novasonic. So they just upgraded it, and it is now the most cost efficient AI voice model on the market, 80% less expensive than OpenAI's ChatGPT 4o. So that's pretty significant. And it has a lot of other kind of features that are just really unique. It waits to speak to, kind of gets the context of what you want to ask it. So yeah, Jaden, what do you think about what you could actually do with this? Because it's available for developers, right?
Yeah, so first of all, I'm like so excited reading this. I'm going to be integrating it into AI Box, my AI startup, where you can essentially test a whole bunch of different AI models all in the same chat. And we do image, video, or just image, audio, and text. So this is going to be kind of cool to add it in there because right now the most popular model is OpenAI. This is what's cool about it to me, though. Yeah, you're right. It's on Bedrock. It's for developers. They have a bi-directional streaming API. That is what I'm excited about. And essentially what that means for non-developers, bi-directional, it can go both ways, like back and forth from the company to yourself. And it's a streaming API. So normally how these things work, you ask a question to something like ChatGPT. the prompt all gets sent over to ChatGPT. It reads the prompt, it comes up with a reply, it sends it back to you. That's like a back and forth API. Bidirectional means when you're doing like a voice chat with it, as you're talking, it's going there, it's computing live, and it's sending back information. Like it can send back information right away. And this essentially removes the latency. So one good example of this is when you do a chat with something like ChatGPT, you ask the question, you can kind of watch it type it out. Now, for some AI models, this is actually just kind of a gimmick where they have the full response, but they're just making it go line by line. So I don't know, seems like it's typing out. It seems more interesting or engaging. Some AI models, though, when it's actually streaming it and it's actually coming up with the words live as it thinks of them. So instead of a big block of text, it's giving you them as you think. And that's obviously a much better user experience because it seems like it's coming much faster. So they're doing this with voice, which is really exciting, where I can be talking, and as soon as I take a pause, it has been listening and live computing everything I've said. And as soon as I take that pause, it can immediately hit me back. The alternative to this is I talk and talk, it takes it, it computes for a second, it thinks, and then it responds, and there's like a few seconds latency. Doesn't seem very natural, doesn't seem very, it's just not a good user experience. So they're doing this bidirectional streaming API. I'm very excited about that. That means that this can literally replace everything that's currently out there. And if what they're saying is true, that it is, they've said that it's on par with Apple's and Google and OpenAI benchmarks on speed, speech recognition, and conversational quality. So if it's actually truly as good as they say it is, and it's 80% less expensive than OpenAI's GPT-4o, well, looks like this is going to actually take a ton of the market. And personally, I'm excited to start implementing it.
Yeah, and one important thing to mention is before all the AI models have even came out, Alexa existed, and so they've had all this data, I think, to train their models, from the years of archives, so I feel like maybe that's one reason they're able to make it faster. I'm not exactly sure. The bidirectional thing is interesting to me. I haven't actually heard of that yet until this conversation. In the past, when you would talk with an AI voice model, it would kind of throw in some filler words at the beginning. Is this still going to do that, or is it going to kind of cut out some of the fluff, do you think?
It may very well have that. And I think at the end of the day, that's just kind of a setting or a prompt they can add there to make it seem more natural or less natural. One thing I want to bring up that I do think is super interesting is how they're making this model so good, right? Like, okay, they made leaps and bounds improvements since the last Alexa. Like, how are they doing this? How are they staying competitive with OpenAI and Google? It's really interesting. So according to some of their, senior executives, they've said that Novasonic right now currently powers Alexa Plus. So this is the new Alexa voice experience that you can get if you're a premium user. It's currently powering that. So it's Amazon's kind of upgraded a digital voice assistant. And what's interesting is that they recently did an interview with TechCrunch, and they said that Novasonic is essentially building on Amazon's, quote, large orchestration system, which is kind of like the technical stuff that makes Alexa. What's interesting to me is they have an incredible data set to do this, right? They already have Alexa. They already have people asking Alexa questions all day long. And now what they're doing by essentially having it power Alexa Plus is they can get everybody's questions. Technically, they can kind of use that to train it to speak certain ways with certain accents in certain styles. So they have all of the data of your voice already. They can use that to train their model. I'm sure that's part of the terms of service. If you use an Alexa product, your voice can they'll probably phrase it something like, by using the Alexa product, you acknowledge that we may use recordings to improve the quality of the product or something like that. And improve the quality of the product just so happens to mean take your data, run it through an AI model, train a whole AI model off of it. I mean, the product is getting better. Anyways, it's kind of funny because I think a lot of these companies will phrase something like that in a way that seems like they're using it for, I don't know, like quality assurance. Like
Right,
when you're on the phone and it's like, we are listening to this phone call is recorded for quality assurance purposes. It's like, and to make the best quality and to assure you have the best quality, we're actually going to take your recording and use it to train an AI model. I don't know. I think it's kind of funny. You have to give it to Amazon. They have a massive data set of everybody's voices talking. So that's one way they can make this a lot better. And then in addition, something that I had not thought a lot about that is so fascinating is how do they know if the model gives a good response or a bad response? I mean, I guess, Jamie, I want to just pick your brain on it because I bet you might have the same thoughts or lack thereof that a lot of people have. And I just talked to one of the foremost experts on this. I did not know this, and I just learned how they're able to do this. So I'm just curious, like, with ChatGPT, there's kind of the thumbs up, thumbs down on messages. You could tell if it was a good response, bad response. How do you think in a voice chat, like they know if it's a good or bad response?
Well, I know in our house, the children love to request songs, and if Alexa picks the wrong song, they yell at it until it gets the right song. So, I mean, maybe something like that. I have no idea.
Yes, exactly. It blew my mind. They run sentiment analysis on the voice talking to them. It's so much more than when you're typing on ChatGPT. You got to do thumbs up, thumbs down. Like, was it good or bad, right? And I guess you could say, no, ChatGPT, this is the wrong answer. I want this instead. And they can like use that for the training. But when it's the voice, they can literally tell if you're frustrated, if you're upset, if you're angry, like your kid's yelling at it saying no. All of this is getting logged. And so they can actually use this. They can transcribe the conversation and use the text, but then they can also use the sentiment analysis of the tone and the volume to tell if it gave a good job or not. And yeah, so it's just a very
That's funny.
fascinating way that the voice models can get a lot better.
Yeah, that's actually a great point because yeah, you have to, like you said, on ChatGPT manually click, and if you don't feel like giving feedback, you don't have to. But if it's constantly listening to you, it can probably tell if you're frustrated. That's interesting.
Super cool. Okay, I wanted to talk about using it in different languages. A lot of people ask about this. They say that it's essentially it achieves what is called a WER. So this is a word error rate of 4.2%. So what's cool is this isn't just for English. This is for English, French, Italian, German, and Spanish. A word error rate of 4%. This is a lot better than some, but like definitely there's still room for improvement here. So that means 4 out of every 100 words might be different than what a human transcription in a different language might do, but pretty good for other languages. Something else that's pretty interesting is that it is 46.7 times more accurate in terms of their word error rate than ChatGPT's 4.0 transcribe model. So they actually have like OpenAI has like a specific model for transcribing stuff. It's like almost 50% more accurate. This is cool. And like, let's be honest, they have a way bigger data set. Like they should be better. They have the entire data set of every single Alexa user talking to this thing for the last 10 years almost that OpenAI does not have. They're trying to find this in other ways, scrape the internet, get stuff. So this is really cool. I'm excited to see that they're better, that they're using kind of their data sets to have this kind of competitive edge. It has a really fast latency of 1.09 seconds. It's faster than GPT-4o, apparently. Their real-time API, which is 1.18 seconds. So it's like 0.1 second faster than OpenAI's model. So overall, like massive hats off to the Amazon team. Built something really impressive. And yeah, I think it's something that you definitely should be proud of.
If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to leave us a review. We really appreciate those, and we read every single one. If you're on Apple, anyways. And be sure to check out our school community as well, AI Hustle. If you want to learn how to grow your business or make some extra cash using AI this year. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.